I'm going to take you over to what a landing page would look like inside the Truth Data, your landing page. You'll see L3 Harris down on the bottom side. Mentioned earlier, Azure covers the Bell side. Our servers are maintained by L3 Harris. So, okay. You can see my screen at this point. This is where you land when you log into your account login. You'll be able to see any event summaries for your aircraft. In this case, this is our test data for the 407 and the 429 that have been flying with the box. The tabs across the top here, I'm going to demonstrate just via having multiple tabs up top. Your operator fleet, if you have more than one aircraft, you'll be able to see the different type models that you have, type model series, and then you can go into each one of those and see individual aircraft. I'll show that in just a moment. Your analysis specifications, the defined limits that you want to be notified of. You can see in this case, we've got the 407 and 429. I'm going to show an example of the 139 just because I have more data to display. And so these are the different parameters that will be available to you for each of the flights that you have. And most importantly, you'll see, I'm utilizing this as our example. You can see rate of descent high between 100 feet down to 20 feet, greater than 600, 700, or 800, level 1, level 2, level 3 events. When we talk about those events and how you get notified, these are the numbers that are initially set. And then you can also see as we start to benchmark against worldwide operators, what that curve looks like and how you're stacking against them. You, as a core user, you can edit your different parameters that you would like. If you want to change that to 500, 600, 700, or make them less restrictive or more restrictive. Now, there is an approval process for that. Once you hit save, it'll go to one of our analysts. It's approval not based on whether we think you should or shouldn't, it's whether you can or can't get a lot of false positives. And I like to use the accordion as an example. Initially, people will come in with a set of parameters that are too tight, then they'll expand outwards, and then you're not getting enough data, and then they'll come back in, and it moves back and forth with your analyst as we approve those. This is the detail of an individual flight. This one has 7 level 3 events, and you can see what those look like. In this case, they have one comment. I would put test. This is how you can communicate with both your analyst, and your analyst can communicate with you or via direct conversation on a telephone. But this is, in this case, you can show comment form and we can test 2. I would send this to my analyst and it will go back to he or she, and then she can make comments back to you about what your thought process is or what we thought happened, and then begin the conversation. And then last but not least, the piece de resistance, the details of that flight. A generic panel. We don't have specific panels for every aircraft that's out there. So what we've done is shown a generic panel utilizing a PFD style display. The line traces for any of the parameters that you would want. I would like to use, let's say we want to add vertical speed. You can go through and change what you view. And let's go to vertical speed. You can take and drag it onto here. It adds it. You can change its color. You can subtract it and highlight it individually. For the entire flight, you can go to specific events. And more importantly, what everybody loves to see is when you start playing the playback customizable aircraft for your paint scheme on that aircraft, where anything occurred, and you can go straight to any of the events that occurred that you would like to see. As you can see, there's a level 3 event right there. So just a quick demo of what we offer. And I hope that you find that we can begin the conversation and you like what you see. Here is an example of a flight data monitoring report that would come out each month. The number of flights, how they're recorded, what the numbers were recorded, and then you can start seeing the benchmarking against yourself, how many events you've got, and then also year over year, what you did last year versus this year. So anyway, some quick idea of what we offer from Truth Data.